From humble beginnings to the pinnacle of success, step into the world of Virgil van Dijk, where hard work and determination paved the way for one of football's modern greats. He may be a household name right now, but he just as easily couldn't have been. This is the come-up story of Virgil van Dijk. Born on July 8, 1991, Virgil was the product of a unique blend of Dutch and Surinamese heritage, with his mother Helen Fossieu hailing from Suriname and his father Ron van Dijk being a native Dutchman. But as it often goes in life, not everything was smooth sailing for young Virgil. Growing up, Virgil faced challenges that many of us can relate to: a broken home, strained relationships, and a sense of loss. According to Virgil's uncle, he clashed with his father, and to this day, the two have no contact. But instead of letting these hardships define him, Virgil channeled his inner strength and resilience to forge his own path. He now proudly wears the name Virgil on his kit and leaves the Van Dijk name in the past. Like most young Dutch kids, Virgil was obsessed with football, typically spending all of his free time playing on the streets and in concrete football cages. With his towering stature and impressive physical attributes, Virgil already stood out from the crowd. But when he finally got his chance to shine on the Saturday morning pitch, things didn't go quite as planned. Despite playing as a right back for Dutch football club Willem II, Virgil failed to impress. And even after switching positions to center back, he still didn't manage to catch the eye of the club's reserve manager Edwin Hermans, who felt that Virgil was missing the important qualities needed to make it to the first team.
I was on the verge of being sent away basically from the academy, and that was just because of my qualities. I wasn't good enough.
It's almost crazy to think about nowadays, but back in the day, Virgil flew under the radar, at least for most people. Just when Virgil van Dijk thought his dreams of becoming a professional footballer were slipping away, he received a lifeline from former Dutch international Martin Koeman. Koeman was working for Dutch club FC Groningen, and he saw something special in the young defender. So Virgil made the move to Groningen, eager to show what he was made of. And man, did he deliver! On May 1st, 2011, Virgil made his debut, and just a few short weeks later, he was a key player in the starting 11, even scoring his first goal. Things were finally looking up for the young star. But then, disaster struck. Shortly after his 20th birthday, Virgil was rushed to the hospital with a severe case of peritonitis and kidney poisoning. The doctors did everything they could, but the situation was dire. They even went as far to asking Virgil to write a will in case the worst happened. Miraculously, Virgil pulled through, and he later revealed that his conditions were most likely caused by his poor eating habits, consisting mainly of junk food. But even more remarkable, Virgil returned to the pitch with FC Groningen in record time and continued to impress. As Virgil's talent shone brighter with each game, it would only be a matter of time before the big guns of Dutch football took notice. But none came calling, not even AFC Ajax, a club known for scouting and attracting great talent. So instead, Virgil made the bold move to join Scottish giant Celtic, where he quickly made his mark with 15 goals in 115 appearances. It was there that Ronald Koeman, then coach of Southampton, took notice and secured Virgil's services for a hefty transfer fee of £13 million. The irony was not lost that it was Ronald Koeman who brought the Dutchman to the Premier League, while it was his father Martin Koeman that gave Virgil the benefit of the doubt all those years ago. Southampton was where Virgil truly came into his own. Standing at 6'5", he was a formidable presence on the field. His stature helped him both defensively as well as offensively due to his aerial abilities. His comfortable ball handling and strong right foot only added to his already impressive resume. It wasn't long before the world's top teams came knocking on Virgil's door, recognizing that he was the epitome of a perfect center-back defender. With his remarkable rise, Virgil van Dijk's name would soon become synonymous with dominance on the pitch. The top English club, Liverpool, had their sights set on the Dutch sensation. They were so eager to sign him that they secretly reached out to him, leaving Southampton in the dark. But the feeling was mutual, as Virgil was equally interested in joining Liverpool. He made his desire to play for the club known, and as soon as Liverpool made their move, Virgil handed in a transfer request to Southampton. Southampton was shocked by this sudden turn of events. Despite Virgil remaining with the club at the start of the season, he was left out of the matchday squad. But in a matter of weeks, they officially announced the transfer of Virgil van Dijk, breaking the record for the largest transfer fee for a defender in the world of football. For a whopping £75 million, Liverpool secured the services of the Dutch superstar, That's nearly $95 million. With his Liverpool debut just around the corner, the pressure was on. He was the priciest defender in football history, and the team had been struggling with their defense for some time. But Virgil wasn't one to shy away from a challenge. In his first match, he faced off against fierce rivals Everton in the FA Cup, and what happened next was nothing short of magical. With his towering height and incredible aerial ability, Virgil rose above the rest and headed in the game-winning goal. Manager Jurgen Klopp had warned that one player couldn't solve all of Liverpool's defensive woes, but Virgil proved him wrong. He brought stability and leadership to the backline, forming a rock-solid partnership with Dejan Lovren. His debut performance was just the beginning of Virgil's reign of dominance. He went on to win countless awards and accolades, including Player of the Month, Player of the Year, and even a runner-up finish in the prestigious Ballon d'Or race, finishing only behind football icon Lionel Messi. Together with his powerhouse team at Liverpool, Virgil made history in 2019, storming to victory in the prestigious Champions League and ending a nearly three-decade drought with a thrilling Premier League win. Virgil's passion and commitment to Liverpool is unwavering, and he recently signed on to stay with the club until 2025. With years of football left in the tank, the future looks bright for the Dutch superstar. Virgil's success in England hadn't gone unnoticed back in his homeland, the Netherlands. On October 10, 2015, he made his international debut against Kazakhstan and helped lead the Dutch to a 2-1 victory. Despite the small size of the country with only 18 million people, the Netherlands has a rich history of producing top-notch football legends. Unfortunately, the national team was in a bit of a slump after their successful runs at the 2010 World Cup and 2014 World Cup, placing second and third respectively. They missed out on the 2016 Euros and 2018 World Cup, and a pesky injury kept Virgil from participating in the 2020 Euros. Nevertheless, Virgil was named captain of the Dutch 11 in 2018, and while not playing during any of the major international cups, he did lead the Dutch to success in UEFA's Nations League. Sadly, Virgil and the Dutch lost 1-0 against Portugal in the finals. Nevertheless, Virgil's leadership and impact on the team couldn't be ignored. But 7 years after Virgil's debut in the national team, he would finally get the chance to show his worth on the international stage. In the 2022 World Cup hosted by Qatar, Virgil led the Netherlands to the top of the group stage. Despite finishing first in the group, most weren't too impressed with the Dutch showings. Many even said that the Dutch were lucky that their group was relatively weak. The three other contestants were hosting country Qatar, Ecuador, and Senegal. But during their next match against the United States, Virgil and the Dutch showed the world what they were capable of. In an astonishing 3-1 win against the US, both the players as well as head coach Van Gaal gave the world a masterclass of tactic and implementation. Sadly, the Dutch journey ended in the quarterfinals with a loss to Argentina in one of the most thrilling matches in World Cup history, decided by penalties. Even though the World Cup match was intense, there was no bad blood between Virgil and Messi, who led Argentina to win the tournament. In fact, in 2019, Messi proclaimed Van Dijk as one of the best defenders in modern football, praising his perfect timing and impressive pace. Virgil's skills impressed not only Messi, but also young sensation Erling Haaland, who named Van Dijk as the best defender he's ever faced. Virgil van Dijk once set the record for being the most expensive defender in the world, and with that comes an impressive net worth. In 2019, Quote estimated that the Dutch star is worth approximately $30 million. Nowadays, it's probably a lot more, seeing the immense growth he experienced at Liverpool. His annual salary at Liverpool is estimated to be around $15 million a year. And while Virgil enjoys spending money on impressive stuff, he's also smart with what he makes. He invested in Whoop, a company specializing in wearable fitness technology, and credited their straps for helping him recover from an ACL injury. Additionally, he represents Tundra, a London-based esports organization. He was even the cover athlete for the massively popular game FIFA 20. And like many top athletes, he's also endorsed by a top athlete brand. In Virgil's case, it's Nike. When you're rolling in dough like Virgil van Dijk, a little splurge here and there is only to be expected. And when it comes to indulgences, this football star has got a few seriously impressive ones. Virgil's love for cars is no secret, with his collection clocking in at a cool $600,000. From a sleek Mercedes G36 AMG worth $170,000 to a head-turning Ferrari 488 Spider valued at $285,000. He's got a garage that any gearhead would be envious of. Funnily enough, the Ferrari 488 Spider is one of the few sports cars that the Dutch giant actually fits in. However, Virgil's real showstopper is one of his watches. A dark blue AP Royal Oak Moonface is a true rarity. It's speculated that only the biggest stars in the world are offered the chance to purchase it, with a price tag that's likely to run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is a timepiece that's not only gorgeous, but incredibly exclusive. So far, only massive stars like Kevin Hart and Ed Sheeran were spotted wearing this masterpiece. But now, Virgil's added to that list. Other gems in Virgil's collection include a Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5168 G10 valued at $40,000, an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 1541 6CE valued at $90,000, and a Patek Philippe Watch Art Exhibition 5167 A12. It's clear that this football star knows how to treat himself. Virgil van Dijk's story is a testament to the power of determination. From being rejected by a lower-ranked Dutch club to being named the second best player of the year in 2019, he embodies what it means to never give up. Despite facing major injuries and a near-death experience at just 20 years old, Virgil persevered and rose to the top. He is now considered a football legend, leaving a lasting impact on the sport through his unwavering passion, remarkable skills, and unbreakable spirit.